Yeah. So hello everyone. Good morning and good evening. So last class we have actually discussed about TypeScript introduction, and we also discuss how to write a simple TypeScript programs and how to compile them, and also how to execute them. We have discussed. So today we are going to discuss some new concepts. The Today's agenda will be like this. Today we're gonna discuss data types. One second, people are still joining. Yeah, data types and operators and conditional statements, conditional statements, and also the looping statements. Just like JavaScript, but in a TypeScript way. Okay, fine. Before we start with all this, I want to tell you some interesting thing here. Some rules. Okay, when you declare a variable, so every variable should contains certain rules. Okay, so we understand what are the rules. Okay, and say then why we have to use export. That's for modules. Wait, that's almost last concept of TypeScript. Okay, fine. So this is here we declare a very simple variable language and of type string. So to declare any variable, so there are some programmatic rules you have to follow. So what are the rules you have to follow to declare a simple variable is every variable must use camel case. Okay, every variable you must have to use camel case. What is that is, for example, for example, I declare let's name of type. Okay, let's take like this, um, course. Okay, so course of types string is equal to angular. You can declare a variable like this. If you have a single word, you can just write that word as it is, and always remember it must be starts from lowercase. Okay, so just like any JavaScript rule, even TypeScript also same story. But what is mean by the camel case is, if you have two words, see, first word we have course, you can write like that. But if you have two words like course name, okay, so but never write like this course name, and your WebStorm is very intelligent. It will give you some sort of you know warning. Okay, so what you have to do is, if you have two words, the second word first letter caps, so course name, so this concept is called a camel case. Okay, and the second one is your variable never ever starts with a number. Okay, so your variable should never ever starts with a number. It means, for example, I say let one quotes of type string. See, it says the error because you never starts with a number. You can add a number inside of it, anywhere inside you can add like this, but never starts a variable name with a number. And so allowed characters, you can write some A to Z, or you can also use capital A to Z, and you can also use 0 to 9. Okay, numbers you can use it, and also you can use underscore. Okay, so you can also use dollar. Okay, so except these uh, characters, you never ever add any special character inside of your variable. Okay, for example, so let's um, I can say dollar quotes, it's perfectly valid. Underscore one, perfectly valid. Underscore ABC is perfectly valid. But never use hyphen or something. So hyphen is not allowed. Okay, so this hyphen I guess given to indicate from what to what, but don't include hyphen in your variable. So it is wrong. Okay, and that's one thing. And also uh, Anything else? Okay, fine. And maximum 15 characters you can write. Okay, to declare a variable. Some people will make more than 15 characters. For example, let's this, this is my manager working in somewhere. Don't mention like this. So try to make out a simple shortcut names. Okay, so any variable you create, it must indicate some shortcut, and even not very shortest format also, and never make let a is equal to 10. Okay, let b is equal to 20. So never ever do these type of variables. So it must be a proper name. It must not exclude. If some cases it may exclude 15 characters. If you exclude 15 characters also, you won't get the error, but it's not readable. Okay, it's not. I mean, it's not looks good. Okay, so and also don't make even more shortest way just one character a b c. Don't do. And I have seen some people write a m1 method, m2 method, m1 function, m2 function. This also not allowed, because variable name, so variable name is it's having some meaning. What is the reason behind it to declare some value to it? Okay, it's like some number. So let's say number 1, so it's meaningful. So number 2, that's better. Okay, and also just like JavaScript, this is also case sensitive. Okay, so here also we have every variable is case sensitive. What is case sensitive is, I can say let course name of type string is equal to TypeScript. If I write like this, see here course name, here course name. So this one is different, this one is also different, because here you have capital N, here you have lowercase n. Okay, if I do a console.log of course name, you have to. Okay, if you say course name, you get the TypeScript. If I say capital, you get the Angular. Okay, so you should be very very careful. But if you are using WebStorm kind of, it it will give you the warnings. Okay, fine. And one more thing is, for sixth one, for constant. Okay, for constant values, you can use, instead of let, const keyword. Okay, so for constant values, you can use the const keyword. Okay, for example, let is a sense. Yeah, let and constant, both the data types, both the keywords has introduced in the ES6 version of JavaScript, and you can also use them for TypeScript as well. But let can be used to for non-constant variables. Constant will be indicating, yeah, the naming itself will says, right, it's for constant variable. Okay, and someone asking where. Okay, don't use var. You must not use var, because var is having a lot of limitations. It does not support the scope, I mean block scoping concept. Okay, so var does not support the block scoping concept, so that's the reason why let and constant has came. Don't worry, I'll tell you the differences between let, var, and constant when we start with ES6 features here. But from starting onwards, we're writing ES6 features only. But special ES6 features we'll discuss in the last. Okay, some after doing some programmatic questions. Okay, so don't use var. I tell you the why you not use. And yeah, for constant values, you have to use constant. For example, what will be the constant in your application? Your application version is constant. Okay, I mean every version will get changed, but in the source code, version will be fixed, or any server URL will be constant, and any secret key like a JWT secret key you write now, that is constant. And some database URL is constant, like dev server URL, prod server URL. So these are all constants. Okay, so how to write a constant? For constant, camel case not allowed. What is the rules for constant is, you have to write all caps. You have to write all caps. So by seeing all caps, your developer can understand it's a constant. For example, let app Okay, let's select this. Let's version of type number. Okay, let's take like this. Let's take version string is equal to 1.0.2 like this. Okay, or you can say it's a 10. Okay, 10.0.2 is the version. Fine. And see, it is a caps. And sorry, it's not letter, it's a constant. So declare a variable with a constant. So by seeing the capital word itself, suppose you have some huge program, okay, 1,000 lines program you have. So you may declare in the starting of the line, starting of your application. So whenever you encounter this capital variable, so easily person can understand, hey, it is a constant by seeing this all caps. Okay, sir, one more thing, sir, here only one word is there, you write in caps. Sorry, I have two words just like this. Course name I have, okay, like app version I have. So what should I do? Can I say um, constant? Okay, so can I say app version? No, it's not readable. Correct. So for that case, you have to give something called underscore to divide the variable. So app underscore version of type string is equal to something 10.2 point something like this. Okay. So for constants, we have single word, you can write all caps like this. We have two words, you can divide them using underscore. Okay. For regular variables, you can declare with let keyword and also apply these rules. Okay, fine. And if it is a constant, you can't assign any other value. For example, app version is equal to, I'm going to assign some other value called 45. See, it is not allowed because it is declared as a constant. So you can't assign anything to it. For example, if I declare with let, you can happily assign some other value. Okay, so that's a small things you have to understand, like let and constant. And don't worry, let the constant where in detail we'll discuss once you start with ES6 features. Okay, so differences between var and constant, difference between var and let. Okay, so all we'll see. Fine. So now this is how you will declare a variable and based on some rules, and keep this rules in mind because every time you have to follow these rules. And sometimes only variable name always starts with lowercase. So when you declare a variable, always starts with lowercase. Okay, let's write that down. Okay, always starts with lowercase. I know many people knows about these rules, but I'm still uh, telling you. But it's very important to write a program, okay? Because I have seen many people they just write just like that, and they encounter a lot of issues. Okay, if you write a program, because Angular, right? It is for complex application. So if you want to develop a complex application, like hundreds and thousands of variables will be there. Okay, so you should be very careful. What is the meaning of it? Okay, and yeah, so variables lowercase, and some cases we will create a variable with capital letter also. Okay, what is that is especially interfaces. Okay, let me write here somewhere, seventh one. So interfaces or classes, okay, or enum. Okay, we will discuss what are those. So interfaces, classes, and enums can starts with uppercase uppercase and followed by camel case. Camel case, uppercase followed by camel case. Okay, so these are the rules for declaring a variable. Number one, you have not declared the type. Yeah, I have not declared, I just made like just like a uh, what do you call JavaScript. Fine. Okay, so these are the rules. Okay, so now let's start with next concept called data types. Okay, so for data types is a new concept, so we have to create a separate folder for that. Okay, so let me close this and I create a separate folder called 02 hyphen ts hyphen data hyphen types. Okay, so you have to follow the proper architecture like this. Okay, so inside I want to create um, one TypeScript app.ts. Okay, generally we write app. Okay, you can give any other name. Okay, fine. Now, data types. What is data type? Data type means what type of data you can assign to a variable is called data type. For example, I think we already written that, right? See, I'm going to assign a string. So data type is string. So number, I'm going to assign any kind of number. It can be integer or real number. Okay, like that. So what are all the data types are allowed to, you know, in TypeScript is string is allowed, number, okay, and something called boolean, undefined, null, and you have void. Okay, before that I can take array, object array void, and also what you have, something called enum, and also any. Okay, so these are all the most popular data types we can use in TypeScript. So let's start with each with one example. One example is enough, okay, because in future we'll write a lot of examples on each data type. So let's make a simple example. Let's start with a string. So string is a sense a sequence of characters or even a single character. Generally for Java you have char and string. So char is a sense single character, and string means more than one character is called a string. But in JavaScript as well as TypeScript you have only string. Even though it is a single character, it will be comes under string only. Okay, and in Java you will write a character with single quotes and string with double quotes. So this type of rules are not there here. You can write either single quotes or double quotes, or you can use backtick also of ES6. Okay, so let's start with string. For example, let employee, I'm writing camel case. Okay, see, I start with lowercase. It's a variable, so employee name. Okay, two words, so first letter caps, second word first letter caps. Okay, of type you have to declare colon. Type is string, lowercase string is equal to something called John. Okay, done. And then I want to say console dot log of. I want to I think you know this backtick operator of ES6, right? Okay, I tell you first string concatenation, and then I'll tell you what is backtick. Okay, for example, I want to print employee name colon John. So what you do, employee name colon, okay, and then plus employee name. So you're gonna write like this: employee name is your static string, assign, I mean, append with or concatenate with a dynamic value, that's a John. Okay, let me save it and let's see the output. Let me go to terminal. Okay, I'm in TypeScript folder, but I have to go to this folder. You can do Windows commands using cd space 02 tab cls. You can go like this. I'm in data types folder. Or if you are not sure with these commands, it's very simple. You can right click on this folder. Okay, which folder you want to execute. Okay, which file you want to execute. Anywhere in the folder or file, you can just select open in terminal. So it directly opens in that location. Okay, fine. And so here, let's say how to what you call, how to compile. How to compile? tsc space app dot ts, enter. So it will generate a JavaScript file. It will generate a JavaScript file. Okay, and then let's say node space app dot js, enter. So you get employee name John. Fine. And what's my thing is, what's my plan is, instead of using this concatenation operator from ES6, we have another operator called backtick. This one, exactly on your keyboard, you can find 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers are there, no? Below the escape keyboard, escape button, and towards left side of 1, 2, 3, 4, one button. Okay, so that's this symbol. Okay, so this is single quotes, and this is double quote. This is backtick cross little. Okay, so this is from ES6. So how to use that to make the same answer here is very simple. Console dot log of. you can use a backtick like this, employee name, colon, and I want to substitute the dynamic value. So any dynamic value, if you want to substitute, you have to use the dollar curly brace employee name like this. So this is the syntax given from ES6. So this is up to ES5, and this is from ES6. So going forward, we use only this one. So slowly habituate this one. I think most of the people already knows about it. Okay, so now let me run the same program, but we can't run the program directly, because if you uh, run the program, you get only one console log, but I made two console log. Why? Because it is not compiled. Okay, so you must have to compile. It means every single line you write in the program, you must have to compile it and then execute it. If you don't compile, the latest code will not appear. Only by the time you compile previously, only that code will be appear. Okay, so you must have to make sure tsc space app dot so ts, this is for compilation. Don't worry, now I tell you how to do auto compilation. App.ts, and then just say node space app.js, enter. See, now I got two same answer. So you can use either this one or this one, but we migrate to the ES6 because I wanted you to write more than ES6 version of code. ES6 plus I want to write, so we write this type of example. Fine. Before we continue with all these data types, actually you can do some configuration in WebStream so that it automatically compiles. Okay, so whenever you write a code, it automatically compiles your program. Okay, so to do that automatic compilation, you can do some settings. I think you can go to file, settings. Let me check file settings, and editor, editor, not editor, I think. Okay, okay, fine. I think in here, bro, don't draw anything on my system. Huh? Okay, language and frameworks. I think I have TypeScript. Yes, there is. Yes, this one. Okay, I'll just write again. Okay, just see. If you want to make, if you don't want this extra step every time, tsc app.ts, if you don't want to do it, you can simply configure it like this. So click on File, Settings. In that, there is last but one, languages and frameworks. So once you select, right side you can see last but second, I mean this third one, TypeScript. When you just select TypeScript, okay, so here in this there is one small checkbox, recompile on changes. Okay, so recompile on changes. Okay, so you can just select this checkbox and click on apply, and then okay. So if you have done that configuration, so automatically you don't need to compile it. It automatically compiles it, and you just only focus on execution of the program. Okay, let's see. Now I just change this John to Wilson. Okay, I have changed my code John to Wilson, and now see, I don't want to compile it. I can directly say node space app.js. See, you got Wilson. Okay, and I change this back to John. I save it, and now I say node space app.js, enter. See, it's changed to John. So I have not compiled it. So this is the best approach where you can directly execute the program, and it doesn't mean that only execution is happening. Compilation take care by the WebStorm automatically, so you are just it save you a lot of time. Okay, fine. So that's one thing, and in VC option is there. Okay, in VC there is actually one a command is there. You can just also write a command to compile it. It's like this: tsc Satyapriya Sinha. You're drawing something on my system. Okay, you can just say tsc space app.ts space hyphen w. Okay, so if I'm not sure what is in there in the VS, I mean VS code, but you can do this command. Okay, in the command prompt itself, you can just say tse space app.ts hyphen w. Hyphen w means it will keep watching it. It will compile automatically. Okay, once you enter this, and next time onwards, if you run the program, it automatically compiles it and it executes. Okay, now let's start. What is this, man? I can't remove. Someone has drawn it. I can't remove. Please don't try anything, man. The whole, see, everywhere it will be there. Who has drawn? Can you please remove? I don't know any other tool you have. 1 minute. Eraser. Okay, I have eraser, and I can make. Okay, so please don't draw anything. Okay, okay, fine. So this is about stringer, and let's start with another one. And one more thing is, I don't want to open this separate terminal like this because we can't able to see a small window. We can't able to see the proper program also. Okay, so that's why I take up this in a separate external command prompt. Okay, so that's a little better. So let me open a fresh command prompt outside. So I write a program here. I execute here. Okay, so where is your program? Your program in D drive workspace online and something. If you want to access this location, you can right click on this. Right click on this. There is something called show in Explorer. It opens in which folder structure your program is written. Yeah, this is the location. Let me copy this address and go here. CD space, space, enter. But it is in D drive, so D colon enter. So now I have this location. Now I say directly TSC space app.js. I got the answer. Fine. So now my setup ready. I can just write a program here, execute here. You can do either terminal here or else outside. Okay. Fine. And now let's start with number. So quickly finish this number. So number means you can assign only number. And also one more thing. If you declare a variable with stringer, you can only assign a string type. Okay. You can't assign any other type. For example, if I say something called number, you get the error. See, 100 is not assignable to a type stringer, but this type of things are not there in JavaScript because type is strictly typed TypeScript type. Okay, fine. Let's start with number. Let's what is the number? Employee age or a salary. Employee age of type number is equal to 45. Okay, and let's write a console.log of. I use a backtick. Let's say employee age. Let's make dollar employee age. So you will have run the program. Age is 45. So you can declare a number like this. If you declare a number, but if you are going to assign a string, you get the error. Okay, so it must be it should be perfect number only, and you can also assign some real numbers also. Okay, both are numbers. Fine. And boolean means you can assign only true and false values. Let's say boolean. No, this will not allow add number to string. Okay, you have to typecast and check. Okay, okay, I'll just tell you. Boolean means let's take let's employee. Okay, no, no, not like this. Is manager. Okay, so of type boolean. So boolean means only two values. Okay, so it can be just true or false. Okay, so this true. So console.log of, I use backtick. These are very basics, so I'll just make it faster. Employee no 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 is manager question mark. Okay, so let's say is manager. Okay, so let's see what's the problem. Oh, it's not okay. Okay, you got the error because it's not properly compiled. Let me run again. Yeah, I got it because it was in the middle of compilation, so I execute directly. Just wait for 1 second after you return and then execute. Okay. Okay, fine. And so this will take only true and false values. Okay, it won't take any string like this. True is not allowed, and even capital true not allowed because it's not any type. It's not a number, it's not a string, it's not a boolean. So always just lowercase true or lowercase false, just two values. Okay, and we have undefined and null type also. But thing is, if you declare any variable of undefined, you can only assign undefined itself as a value. I repeat, I don't know why this, what is the importance of these types, but they have given it. Okay, if you declare any variable with string, you can assign any string to it. Okay, if you declare the number, you can assign any number. If you declare a boolean, only true and false you can assign. But if you declare a variable with undefined, you can only assign undefined itself as a value. Okay, and if you declare as a null, you can only assign null as a value. You can't assign any other value. Okay, so let's see them. For example, undefined, let's some test of type undefined. Okay, here I'm going to assign only undefined itself is a value. For example, if I say something called null, oh sorry, it will take null also. If I take something called object, no, it won't take. Okay, if you take undefined, it will take the values as undefined, undefined, or null will take as a values. Okay, you can just take undefined or null. You can't assign any other value, just like number or something, only undefined. Okay, let's make console dot log of backtick. Here test value will be test, like that. You want to see that this you get the answer just undefined value. Okay, and one more is null type also there. You can only assign a null. Let's see. Let's a b c. I don't know what variable can be defined for null. So abc of type null. Null is equal to, can I assign null? Yes, of course. Can I assign undefined? Yes. Okay. For null, both are allowed. Undefined are allowed. Null also allowed. Okay. So let's make it as null. Okay. And if you're trying to add some string or something, it will throw the error. Okay, fine. Let's make a null. Okay, so let's make console dot log of backtick. I say ABC. Its value will be ABC. So save it. Just wait for 1 second to it has to compile it and then run. Yes, it's null. Next, we have object. So object is to define the object type. I think we all know about, right? Object means the collection of uh, same objects variables. Like it represents a real world object, like a mobile is an object, student is an object, anything card is an object, like laptop is an object, like that. So you can define object with object type. So actually objects concept we'll discuss later, but I just want to show you a simple example on objects. Okay, objects and arrays, we have a separate um, file and we'll discuss deeply about objects and all. But as of now, just one small example for object. Let's say object type. Can I say let mobile, mobile of type object is equal to an object. Okay, so here I say uh, it contains properties, right? I can just say mobile contains properties. For example, brand. What is a brand? It's Apple. And color, it's silver. And price, let's start with the price. Price is around some 35,000. Okay, fine. I have an object with three properties and let's print it. So console.log of, console.log of, console.log of, I want to print the mobile. Okay, so once I print the mobile, so you will get an object. See, brand Apple, color silver, and price is 35,000. We'll discuss detail about objects in next coming classes. Okay, so don't worry as of now about it. And next, we have even array. So array is a collection of elements. Okay, it can be in JavaScript, it can be same type or different type, but in TypeScript, it must be of a same type. It can be a collection of strings, it can be collection of objects, it can be collection of numbers, it can be collection of boolean, like that. Okay, so I want to take a string array. So for example, let's technologies, I say technologies of type string. If it just a string, it's a string variable. If I write the brackets, it'll become a array is equal to an array. Okay, and this array has been declared as of string type. So if it is of string type, you can only assign a string kind of values. For example, Angular string. For example, I say 100. You get the error. See, 100 cannot assign, I mean number cannot assign to the type string. So it only accepts strings. So if I say number type, then string is got the problem. Okay, if I say string type, number got the problem. Okay, so that's how it is strictly typed. And let me write the logic. Okay, can we use any? Wait now, wait. It is there in the last. Will come. Wait. I know some people already knows about it, so I'm going that's a bit faster. Okay, almost just like JavaScript, man. Only thing is type safety. Okay, fine. So Angular, what technologies will be there? React JS, okay, and Node JS and Express JS. Bas khatam. So four elements are there. So I just say nothing much. Just console.log technologies. Okay. When I print technologies, so you will get the answer CLS for to clear the screen. Okay, run the program like this. Okay, I got all the elements, and don't worry, arrays in detail we'll discuss later. Okay, we have a lot of functions and filtering process and all we have it. Okay, so we'll discuss that concept in the coming classes. So just ignore only simple example as of now. Okay, and we also have enum. Okay, first we'll discuss enum and then come back to void. Okay, enum. So what is enum, sir? I know array, I know object. What is enum then? So Java people knows about it. Okay, so it is there in the Java. Okay, so what is enum means, if you want to represent a collection of constants, then you go with enum. Okay, if you want to represent a collection of constants with some constant values, you go with enum. So let's see how to declare enum. It is slight different. It's not just like an object. It is little different. It is like this. I want to store a collection of months. Okay, for example, enum, and as we take in the rule, let me show the rules. See, as we take in the anywhere, okay, in the here only, yeah. As we take in the rules, interfaces, classes, and enums can start with uppercase carried with camel case. Okay, so remember, interfaces, classes, enums can always start with an uppercase. Okay, not just regular variable. So now enum starts with uppercase. So that's a regular terminology where the experienced TypeScript people will write it. So we also follow same. Okay. So I want a collection of months. So can I take month as a name for it? Okay. It's like it looks like an object, but it's not. Okay. Inside, you can assign some constants with some value. For example, Jan is equal to my constant value is January, January like this, comma. Second one, Feb is equal to February. Okay, and one more, March is equal to March like this. So I want to represent instead of writing this, I mean biggest string, I can just give a shortcut name called Jan. Okay, sir, how can I access this January then? Okay, let's print the whole enum first. I can just say console.log of month. If I say month, you will get the whole enum. See Jan, February, and March, just like an object. Okay, sir, I want to access just January. So what you do is simply you can say console.log of month dot Jan. Okay, you will get the answer as January. You can check here like this. Okay, and also one more thing is you can also loop it. Okay, you can also loop through this enum and you can print all these keys and values together. Okay, so you want to do that. Let's say you can use either for in loop or for off loop. Okay, I can just write for let element of month. Okay, so here I'm doing console.log of element. uh, that's a problem, type of month is not an array. Oh, I think note of in for off cannot use, in can be used, for in can be used. Okay, what is the difference between enum and object? Enum means, see here, enum means all these values are constant. Okay, all these values are constant. Constant means, for example, if I say month dot jan is equal to, I'm going to assign something else, you get the error because see, it is a read-only property. It means any variable you declare inside of or any property you declare inside of enum, it is always constant and it is always fixed. That's why we write capital letters for that. Okay, see, if I'm trying to change it, you get the error. But for for object, you're gonna add, you wanna change, you can change it. Okay, for example, I can say mobile dot. Okay, I'll write right here. I say mobile dot price is equal to, I can write something, but at this point of time I can't show you this example because there's a long story behind it. Actually the object cannot be defined with just object like this. You have to define your own type because this is your own object. You have to declare something called interface. Okay, if you declare like that, this concept I tell you once you start with objects. Okay, but objects, once you define a property, you can change its value. It's possible. It's possible. But in enum, this is not possible. These are pakka constant. These are non-constants. Okay, even though you declare an object as a constant, even though you declare object as a constant, you can still change these values. Okay, fine. And now, okay, if I say I'm looping it through the month and I'm just printing element. So let's see what are the elements. These elements gonna print here. So back here, run the program. I got, see, Jan, February, and March. So all this properties I got it. Instead, sir, I want only the values. If you want to print only values, if you want to print only values, you can say month in the brackets element. Okay, you just provide this element as a property, like this is like um, arrow, what's called brackets. Okay, dot notation, brackets notation of JavaScript. So this is brackets notation. Okay, so month in the brackets of element. So you will receive all the values. January is, this is the previous console log, and 4 values like here. If you want to print both key and value, you can also make like this. You can make backtick. I say first the elements and then I want to print month in the brackets of element. So you will get, can we write some slash, not required, anyway, multiple console logs. Okay, so when I run this, see, you got Jan, February, and March. Jan, February, and March. Okay, looks good. This is about enum. And one last two things are there, that is void any. Okay, let's talk about what is void. Void means, for example, mostly this void works with a function. Okay, So for function, every function, what is function? So function is a block of statements which takes in some set of parameters and which return some value. Okay, so in TypeScript we will strictly define what are all the types of parameters as passing to a function, and we also define what is the data type which is returning from the function. Okay, if you return a string, you have to define return type is string. If the function returns a number, you have to declare the return type as a number. If you don't return anything, because some functions does not return anything, right? So in that case, you always have to give some uh, return type that's called void. So void is a sense it can be used to a function which does not return anything. So can be used to a function, okay, can be used with a function which does not return any value, okay, any type. Let's see, for example, let's I can write a function. You can write normal function, arrow function, function expression. We discussed detailed functions in a separate example, but I want to tell you simple example now. So okay, let's write a simple function. So function greet. Okay, so greet will take a parameter name. So name is of type, I take only string type. Okay, so I have taken a function which is having a parameter called name and of type string. So this function can only take string type of parameter only. Okay, now uh, suppose I write inside some let message of type string again is equal to something called good morning. Good morning. Okay, and let me return message. Okay, and see here, this is my function. This function returns message of type string. So if you writing a function which returns of type string, you must have to declare the return type also here. So this is the type, this is the return type, this indicates the return type of a function, this indicates type of parameter. Okay, fine, and now let's call this function, but you returns, right, you have to catch it. So let's or else directly I say like this, console.log of greet of John. Okay, but I want to use that variable name also na. I didn't use it. Yeah, let me use backtick. I say good morning and the name. Okay, so greet of John. So if you run the program, you get good morning, John. That's fine, but you have a lot of these things will be there. For example, message of type string, but I declare here is number. You get the error because you declare the function returns. You're telling, hey function, you must return number, but what are you returning? String, so it won't accept mismatch. Okay, so I can take this as a number, then this error has gone, but here is error. If you declare this as a number, it must be a number, right? So you should be very careful with all this. Fine. And sometimes some cases I don't want to return, I will do a console.log of msg there itself, like this. So if you write a console.log here itself and you're not returning anything, no return statement. If no return statement, say string is error because you don't return anything. So if you don't return anything, you must have to declare it as a void. So void indicates a function's return type which does not return anything or any value. Okay, that's a void. Okay, let me call it greet, I say John. Okay, let me save it, run the program, you get good morning John. Okay, fine, that's about void. So function does not return anything, you have to declare it. Okay, next, one last thing is any. Now I think at this point of time you understand any. What is any? Simple. If it is a string, string means you can assign string type of data. If it is number, you can assign number type of data. Boolean, true or false, null. So everything having a meaning, right? Then what is any? Any is a sense just like your JavaScript. Any kind of data you can assign to a variable, that's called any. Because sometimes when you're writing an Angular program, so sometimes we are not sure what could be the data type. Okay, what type of data can be assigned to the variable. So that time there's a small provision given in TypeScript is you can declare it as a any type and you can change it later. But this will be very rarely used data type, because if you are declaring any, then what's the question of writing TypeScript? You can write directly JavaScript, right? Because a variable can accept any type of data. Okay, let me tell you what is this meaning of it. For example, let's something num of type number. If I say number, I can assign only number. If I say string, okay, wait. If it is the number, I can declare only number. I say in the next line, num is equal to some test I written. What happens? You get the error because num is declared as a number. You can't assign a string to it. You can only assign a number. But if you declare this as any type, you can assign any type of data just like JavaScript. See, if you assign test, it happily works. If I say object, happily works. If I say num is equal to true, happily works. If I say num is equal to a function, happily works. Okay, you can do anything. Okay, let's say number is equal to an array, happily works because it is declared as a any type. Okay, but always remember you must rarely use this any. Okay, if you're not sure, then you can make any type, but technically you must have to define one or other type instead of any. Okay, they given a provision, but don't use mostly. Okay, fine. And so we have discussed all data types. So data type means what type of data you can assign to a variable is called data type. So these are all the data types can be supported by the typeset, and you should be very careful while declaring the variable by following all the variable declaration rules. And also you should be understanding what is the type of data you're going to assign. So declare that type of data. And what is void means if you want to write a function, so which returns a string, declare the string. Which returns an object, declare an object. Which returns nothing, so always make sure don't write anything. Always write void. Okay, and enum is to store collection of constants. Okay, so these are the data types mostly used in TypeScript. Fine, and the next concept goes to be operators. Okay, just like JavaScript operators. You know what is operator, right? What is operator? If you want to perform any kind of operation with some operand, is called operator. Okay, so let's see some examples on operators as well. But again, operators is a separate concept, so I want to create a separate folder. Okay, right click new directory 03 hyphen ts hyphen very basic programmings. Once we start oops concept, then it will be very interesting. Okay, and once we start with Angular is ultimate. Okay, fine. So TS, what's the concept? Operators. Okay, operators. Let me create another app.ts file, app.ts. Okay, so it does automatic compilation, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let's start with some operators. Okay, so what operators? Multiple. Every operator of JavaScript also supports here. Let's take for example, you can start with, okay, let me declare all the operators. For example, arithmetic operators. Spelling wrong, huh? Arithmetic. Okay, operators. Okay, what are those? Plus and minus and slash and what else? Star. Okay, and there are some mm, shorthand math shorthand math operators. For example, plus equal to, minus equal to, and star is equal to, okay, and slash is equal to, and we can also use the percentile here. Okay, like that. And you can use some logical okay, let's start with conditional operators.
is equal to or plus minus, sir.
Sorry, it's equal to. Okay, yeah, thanks. Uh, Conditional operators is like less than or greater than or less than or equal to or greater than or equal to or not equal to. This is one. This is not equal to in JavaScript and TypeScript. Okay, fine. And we also have logical operators. Logical operators. For example, this is logical operator. This is logical operator, and this is XR operator also comes under logical. And we have something called ternary. Okay, let's take increments or decrement operator. Like okay, let's start the full name. Increment or decrements operators will be like either plus plus or minus minus. Okay, and we have a ternary operator. Ternary will be like this, question mark and colon like this, true and false. Okay, and we also have equality operator, just like double equals as well as triple equals. Always remember you have to use triple equals. Okay, let's start with this example. Very few examples, but interesting examples. Okay, let's start because you must not feel bored. Okay, fine. Arithmetic operators. Let me take a copy of it and then paste it. Okay, arithmetic operator, what you do, very basic. Let's I don't want to write a is equal to something, b is equal to something, because as we discuss it must be a proper name. Yeah, at this time you can write it, but when you're actually writing a program, so don't write a b c d like that. Okay, it's not readable. Okay, if you are writing like that in real time, one fine day your manager will call to the cabin and give left and right. Seriously. Okay, because your program only you have to, not only you, everyone has to understand your program. Okay, so never write a b c d like that, just give some proper name for it, because we all having names, right? My name is Naveen and you have something else, so I can't call you a b c d, right? So just like that, just think in that way. Okay, so I want two numbers to calculate, so I want something shortcut. Let's say num underscore 1 or num1 is equal to 10, or type number. Okay, next I have yeah, I tell you one shortcut. Shortcut is, if you want to copy the previous line, okay, just keep a cursor in the previous line, control D for Delhi. Okay, so this is number 2 and it's 20. Okay, so let's make console.log. I just write only one console log. Let's make summation. You want to make a summation, what do you do? Num1 plus num2. So this is a um, um, plus operator, and then if you want to subtraction. Okay, subtraction, just minus. It's very basic. Okay, multiplication, you can make a star, and division, you can make a slash, so you get the reminder. Let me run the program. But how to run? This is the file number 3, but I am in 2. Okay, if you want to go back to the previous folder, Windows command is cd space dot dot enter. Go back to the previous folder. I want to go to forward 03 folder. So cd space 03 tab button, enter. Now I'm in 03. So CLS, clear screen. Okay, and or else you can do right click open in terminal like that. Okay, so yeah, run the program. Or we have already configured the automatic compilation, so we can run directly what, node space app.js, enter. See, I got the answer. Fine. If you want to use this percentile, you can write a simple program. What do you write? Mostly we use for even and odd. Okay, write the same. So even number or odd number. How to find out? So let's some variable, something digit of type number is equal to something 15. I want to check it is even or odd. So how to check? You will write if else condition, but we are not discuss if else. Okay, you all know JavaScript, right? So if digit percentile 2 is equal to 0, if the remainder is 0, it is a even number. So I can just write a console.log of even number, but I want to print the digit also. I can just say the digit is even. Okay. Next I say else console.log of, I use a backtick, the same digit is odd number. Okay. Simple program. Now let's see, it is odd number. So let's go back here and run the program. Odd number. Okay, and let's also test. 16 is order. Oh, it's not compiled properly. I think I have to save it. Run again. Okay, even. Correct. Okay, it takes some time, at least 1 second time to auto compile. So just wait for 1 second and run the program. Okay, and even once you start with Angular, this compilation also not required. Your Angular will take care about all the compilation, deployment, everything. Okay, only you concentrate on writing a program in TypeScript. Okay, so we finished arithmetic operators, and now let's start with shorthand math. Okay, some shortcut for mathematics. Okay, let me copy that. Copy this. Okay, let's add here. Oh, comment. A comment just like a JavaScript comment. Single line you can write like this, and multiple lines you can write this command. Okay, so same as JavaScript. Okay. So shorthand math, I want some variables. Uh, I'm violating the rule of variable declaration because I'm not sure what is a variable I can assign. So I can just say let a. Okay, sorry about this. I don't know what variable can assign to it. So a is equal to 10. Okay, simple example only. Let b of type number is equal to 20. But in real time, don't write ABCD. Okay, fine. So a is 10, b is 20, and now tell me the answer. Okay, this thing can tell me. Let what sum. Okay, not like this. Let add of type number is equal to 0. So I declare three variables a, b, and add. Okay. Now what I am doing is add is equal to add plus a plus b. Okay. Now I'm writing console.log of add. Can you tell what is the answer? Okay, let me write like this properly. Backtick. Add value will be this print the add value. Okay. So can you guess what is the answer? Add is equal to add plus a plus b. Add is what? 0. 0 plus 10 plus 20. So assigned to add. Now add value will be 30. So now check back here on the program. You get the answer is 30. Okay. So now in the same line, for example, you can write a star b. Now tell me. Okay. So 0 plus a star b, it's 200. You run the program. It's 200. Fine. Now, what is this shorthand math is, if you have any these type of expression, you can simplify this. Okay, if you have any these type of expression, you can simplify it. How can you simplify is, in this place you can use plus is equal to as an operator. In this line you can simplify using plus is equal to operator. For example, I can write add plus is equal to a star b. Okay, let me comment this guy. So the same statement I write in shortcut like this. So when you have add is equal to add plus something, can also written as add plus is equal to something. What is that something you have here? Okay, now we check the answer. 200. Okay, so this is like shorthand math, and also condition is add is equal to add plus something. It's not like add is equal to a plus something, you can't write it. Okay, so this and this must be same, and is equal to plus you can convert like this. Okay, we have something called slash here, you can make a slash. If we have something called star here, you can write star is equal to like that. And always remember, add is equal to add star something, add star equal to something. Okay, like that. Let's make a plus as of now, and this is plus. Okay, let's call shortcut math. And one last example for today. Not this one. Okay, let's start up to logical. Okay, conditional operator. Conditional means you can check some conditions. So let's quickly start with the conditional operator. Okay, so how to make conditional operator is um, okay. Let's marks of type number is equal to something called 45 marks. Okay, so let's message of type string is equal to empty string. Okay, so now what's my plan is I want to check. Okay, so is it this guy is pass or fail result, or you can take result. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, let's see. Now what I do is if marks is less than or equal to 35. Okay, so result is equal to it must be a string because we declared a string. So you failed failed the exam. Okay, and else result is equal to you you cleared what exam. Okay, it's cleared. Okay, fine. So this is the condition. If it is less than or equal to, so up to 35, you are failed. More than 35 is clear. Okay, so let's check. So 45 is more than 35. So you get the answer is, oh, oh, I didn't print the console log of it. Okay, I only assigned to result button. No, there's no console.log. So how can you expect the results? Okay, let's say console.log of result. Okay, so let's see. Back here in the program, I got you cleared the exam. Okay, I say something called 15 marks. So obviously it's a failed. You failed the exam. Now can you tell me it is 35? So 35 pass or fail? Actually 35 is pass in Indian. Okay, but as per my logic, less than or is equal to 35 also fail. So 35 is equal to 35 is failed. Let's run. It's failed. Okay, so from 36 onwards, it is pass. Right, clear. Okay, fine. That's how you check the conditions. And so one last example for today is logical operator. Okay, let me copy this and add it here. Logical. Logical means I think you know about it, right? If I write ampersand means it is AND operator. It means if both are true, then only it is result will be true. Okay. And for example, if you're writing OR operator, if you're using if you are using what is this man? You're using OR operator, and this is called as OR operator. So in that case, if false, both are false, then only false, remaining all the cases it is true. Here both are true, then only true, remaining all the cases it is false. For example, XR operator will be XR will be like this. If true F or F T, then answer will be T. If both are different, then answer is true. Otherwise, it's false. Okay, and let's make some simple example. Interesting. Okay, example will be let's you tell me the answer. Okay, let's yeah, regular my JavaScript example. Um, okay, let's in relation of type boolean is equal to true. Okay, you are in relation, it's true. Okay, let's parents agreed. Okay, agreed of type agreed boolean is equal to false. Okay, so you are in relation, it is true. Parents agreed, false. Parents is not agreed. Okay, fine. So how you write a condition? If in relation and parents agreed. So you are in relation and parents also agreed it. Then what next? Console.log of. What next? If parents also agree, then what to do? Get married soon. Okay, fine. Else, else means assume your parents is not agreed. Then what? Don't elope. Okay, don't elope or escape. Wait until parents agreed. Correct. Okay. So you are in relation and parents also agreed it. You just get married. Okay, because you are in relation, you have to marry. Otherwise, Rakta Charitra will happen. Okay, so not means if suppose parents has not agreed, then wait until parents agreed, because simple logic. I tell you one simple joke. What is that is, if you, this is practical. Okay, if you love one girl, if she is not accepted, go for someone else, obviously, right? But you love one girl, but your parents has not agreed, then don't go for some other parents, because you have only one choice, one parent, so you have to make them agree and you have to get married. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is about operators. Fine. So we discussed the remaining operators and conditional statements in the next class. Okay, I don't want to make bore in the starting itself, so we will discuss that in the next class. Just like JavaScript only, but type safety is there. Okay, fine. And yeah, enough for today's class. And any questions you can ask me.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, yesterday's program, can you run in VS Code? It will give some error.
which one?
Any
Basics,
programs?
basics,
Yes, yes, sir.
any programmer. How
Uh,
come? 1 minute.
we have
Okay, let me open VS Code. Okay, so let me load that. Refresh. Copy this. Okay, let's start with operators. Yeah, okay, so TS file. Where is the terminal? You can write somewhere a terminal. Then you have to open terminal here. View.
control backtick.
Yeah, here we have it. Command palette. No, no, not this one.
Control backtick, sir.
Sir, control backtick.
Okay, fine. So here, come on. So CD space 033 3 tab. I got it. Now I say node space app.js, enter. Working now.
Uh, After that, it will give error in problems. Uh, you run first one basics.
Okay, working.
It
See,
is
I
working, sir. After that, it will give one problem. Redeclared something.
redeclared.
Uh,
Okay, if you declare same variable, it will give the error. No,
no,
that's the
no, sir.
regular.
Uh, I am using. I search in Google
Uh,
and export curly braces I used. Then it will give no error.
export.
Export.
Generally, no, no. Generally, when you get that redeclaration is if you declare a variable and you declare another variable again with the same name,
No, sir. Same
you get
program.
the error.
Yes.
It's working for me, no?
Yes, sir.
Mm,
So just share the screen, sir.
Okay, sir. I will see.
okay, fine. Uh, I'm new to this class. How can I answer the basics classes? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, fine. So enough for today's class, and tomorrow we'll start with the operators and the next classes, and then we'll start with the object oriented. Okay, the most important is object oriented. So we'll quickly finish this function oriented, like arrays, objects, and all will finish, and functions will finish, and then we'll start with the object oriented. Okay, fine. And so that's it. Thank you so much. Any question? Anyway, we discussed very basics, right? Okay, so thank you so much, and we'll meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.